Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for the Walking Dead universe and another video for the Walking Dead Daryl Dixon. We're going to be discussing and talking about the Walking Dead Daryl Dixon Season 3 and ranking all of the episodes from worst to best. So, wanted to definitely do this one. I like to do this after every season wraps up, of course, and we're about a week out now from the conclusion of Daryl Dixon, so definitely wanted to kind of sit on this one, think about it, because there was a few episodes that were kind of fighting for my number one spot, and to be honest, it's actually changed as the week has gone on and as I've gotten a chance to sit on the season and really think about it more and think about what episode has been my all-time favorite, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Very good stuff. Very excited to go into this. But, yeah, before we do, I want to seriously say this season picked up. This season picked up. Also, I want to say I am kind of surprised to say that I have a lot of episodes here that I really like, and only one that I don't like, which is my least favorite. So, let's go into that now. Starting off with my least favorite episode of The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon Season 3 is going to go to Season 3, Episode 3. Now this one here, man, I'm going to be fully honest with y'all, I don't like this episode. I don't like anything about it. I think this could have been summed up in 10 minutes, or 5 minutes of Episode 4, and you could have just put that, decrease the season to 6 episodes, like you did with the first 2 seasons, and just shorten it up, take this episode, sum it up within 5 minutes, and you're good. Honestly, you're good, genuinely. Because, what do you need to know? Daryl fixes a boat, Paz is sleeping with her girlfriend, and Justinia goes with the convoy to, the King of Spain's place. Okay, just show a montage where she feels guilty, and then she's traded in all of a sudden, and then you're like, oh my god, she left, oh crap, that's crazy, you know what I mean? And then Daryl, as you see a montage of him looking for boats, he finds one, and there you go. You don't need this episode. You don't need this episode to take up all of your time, 50-some minutes. You do not need this episode at all. It is pointless. It is stupid. There's relationships everywhere that you don't even need to know about. It's ridiculous. It is a ridiculous episode, and I honestly am surprised this episode made it to TV. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I'm surprised AMC approved an episode like this. But at the same time, we're talking about the guys that approved 515 of Fear of the Walking Dead with the camera crap. So, it makes sense. This episode was that type of stuff to me. I was like, oh my god, what are we doing? Alright, now, number 6. Now, we get a hell of a lot better with this one. Number 6 is 301. Now, this episode, I will say, is pretty alright. It's a pretty alright episode. It's a kind of a disappointing episode as a premiere, though. I will say, as a premiere, it was a little lackluster. But, I didn't mind it. They were in London. I think it was a believable setting for London. You know what I mean? I found Julian dying was just predictable and kind of stupid, if you ask me. I felt like you could have kept him around, or at least, made him something. You could have easily put him in the Spain storyline, you could have easily done that, but, they didn't want to go for that, of course, because it can only be Daryl and Carol that survives anything, you know what I mean? Which is one of my biggest pet peeves of the show. And I don't know, the hot dogs, joke got really old. The dialogue from Carol, morning sunshine, it just is an odd episode. I didn't hate it, but I was just like, not really, the strongest way to start a season. I'll put it to you that way. You notice a trend here? These are the early episodes of the season. So, keeping it going. Number 5 is going to be Season 3, Episode 2. This one, again, just okay. It was just okay. I didn't like it any more than that. I thought it was just alright. We introduced Sola Dormer, we introduced Fede, and we introduced Justinia and stuff like that, and Roberto, and everybody else. And again, it was a fine episode. I think this one was definitely better than the premiere. I thought this one at least had some action going on and stuff like that. I don't like how Daryl and them just got themselves involved in a fight that they didn't need to be involved in. I mentioned that in the review. I thought that was a really forced thing for the plot to drive. You know what I mean? I feel like they could have gotten there a bit better, but it is what it is. But yeah, so then the season actually picks up after these, next few here. Now, coming in at number 4 is then going to be the Season 3 finale, Episode 7. Now, this was a really, really good episode. It kind of wrapped everything up in a nice, way. I liked seeing, Daryl versus Fede and the Solar Dormer, fight when they tried to get Antonio out. I enjoyed, everything going on with, the return of Codron and, obviously Paz's conclusion by the looks of it. Daryl saving Justinia I thought was fantastic, and Justinia trying to fight back with the knife and everything. exciting. Really good episode, really good conclusion to the season. I know some people were disappointed in this finale. I thought the finale was pretty good. You know what I mean? It's middle ground this season. It's in the middle. It's really good. And I think they did a good job with it. I have a 10 for it, genuinely. I really do. I don't have any issues with it. I thought it was really, really enjoyable. And I think they did a bang-up job, honestly, of making the episode just immersive as hell, you know what I mean? Coming in at number 3 is then going to be Season 3, Episode 5. This one is really memorable. This one's actually gone up for me as the time goes on. Like, nowadays, I would actually give this one a 10. Genuinely, I would. It's a really, really well-written episode, and I like the way they do it because you've got Daryl that's out there surviving. He runs into these leprosy people, of course, and he helps them out, helps them get the water back. You have some badass fight scenes and stuff like that. The train heist that Daryl has, you know what I mean? And it was a fun episode. It was really fun. It was really exciting, and I thought it was a really cool way of just kind of getting a bit of a side story, you know what I mean, while still maintaining a good plot, you know. And again, I liked the surviving out in the desert vibes and the shootouts they had and the bike fights, and it was just a fun time, that episode. It really was. It was really, really a lot of fun. Now, coming in at number 2 is then going to be Season 3, Episode 4. I really like this episode. I really do. This was a really, really exciting episode. You had all these crazy fights going on as you had Soler Dormer that got attacked by these crazy yelling, shouting, Viking-looking people, you know what I mean? You had, like, them shooting the big guns and, you know, Daryl and Carol helping out. You had some really good stuff as they're trying to fix the boat. You had Roberto, that was, of course, going after Justinia and stuff like that. Daryl and them had to come with. And, yeah, the episode was just action-packed, really good, and really exciting. Honestly, after a really lackluster first 3 episodes, I felt like this one really picked it the hell up. This one was fun, exciting, just honestly a massive thrill, and they did a really, really stellar job with this episode. Pretty much all the way through. Honestly, I loved it. But surprisingly, that isn't the king for me this season, which it was originally. I find myself looking back at this episode more than any other episode this season. So, I'm going to go for a bit of a hot take, probably. My favorite episode of Daryl Dixon Season 3 is actually going to be Episode 6. And I'm going to tell you why. I loved the Barcelona location. I love the visuals of that. Paz got really upgraded for me in that episode, and it was a great focus episode for her character while she was helping out Daryl get Justinia back. I liked the convoy fight. I liked the emotional moment where Daryl was hanging on to her hand, but he couldn't get the lock open, you know what I mean? I thought that scene was really cinematic and really just big. That whole shootout was fantastic. And on top of that, you had Fede that was a massive villain in Soler Dormer as he killed the cat, as he, you know, kind of started to become a problem. And on top of that, we found out that the movies that Antonio was showing Carol was actually a tragic past of his during the outbreak, and we saw the death of his wife, and we saw everything going on while Spain was, you know, going through the outbreak at the time. I thought that episode, honestly, had so many layers to it, and it's my favorite episode this season for this simple reason. It expands more than just Daryl and Carol. It is actually more about the Spain characters, what they're about. I got a lot of connections now after that episode to Paz and Antonio, and I thought the shootout was really emotional, oddly, and it was really real the way it all went down, and again, Barcelona as a location and everything like that. I just feel like this is the best episode. I really do. I think this is the best episode this season, and I think it's just the most well-written. I love the way the plot goes down. I love the way everything goes down. I just thought it was honestly phenomenal. It was a phenomenal episode. It's definitely my favorite Walking Dead episode that came out this year, for 100%, for damn sure. So let me know where you guys sit on it. Let me know what you guys would say ranking wise, where you would rank these episodes. That's where I would go. I would say it would go episodes 3, 1, 2, then I would go episode 7, then 5, then 4, and then episode 6. That's where I would go. So, let me know your thoughts. Post your comments down below, guys, and everybody, make sure, of course, to let me know where you would rank all these episodes down below. If you're new to the channel, you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys, and of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.